Hi, I'm Geoff, and when I'm not working at Timbecon, I make guitars. Today I'm going to be using this little miter saw guide to cut fret slots in this beautiful bit of rosewood that I've just put through the thicknesser. So I'm just going to get this little thicknesser off the bench and then we'll get into it. The tool that I'm going to use to cut fret slots is this little duva here. It is a miter guide. The technical name of it is the Zetsaw Japanese Best Saw guide. I'm not sure if that's the exact English translation from the Japanese, but that's what we've gone with. What it is a really nice solid miter guide effectively. The blade of your saw fits right in that slot there and keeps it at 90 degrees to your workpiece. And it just means that your fret slots are going to be really nice and accurate. I've got this lovely bit of rosewood here that's going to be my fretboard. I've put it through the thicknesser, so it's an even thickness all the way down and the surfaces are nice and smooth. But what I need to do is make sure that I've got one reference edge that's nice and straight so that the miter guide will reference against that and give me 90 degrees each time. The fretboard is going to be tapered, so it's not going to have this shape in the final instance, but what we've got now is a reference surface that is going to be exactly parallel to the center line of the fretboard, and that's important. So now it's just a matter of marking out the fret spacing. I want to be kind of accurate with that, of course. Once those lines are there, we can come along with the best saw and we can cut those fret slots nice and accurately. So now I've marked it out with my trusty Japanese marking knife and I've put lines right across the fretboard using a square. That's just so it's easier to see when I come along with the best saw later on. The principle of the best saw is really simple. The saw slides in between these metal plates. There's pretty much zero clearance on either side and you can feel it sliding there. So the saw can't wander and those plates hold it at exactly 90 degrees to the little reference plate here. So you push the reference plate up against your reference surface and you insert the saw and you can just very gently line the saw up to the line that you've made. There's absolutely no hurry around this, obviously. Make sure the teeth are really engaging with that line and just gently pull, holding it nice and tight with your left hand. And you'll find that the slot's made really easily there. So now I usually just make the slot to a shallow depth and later on I'll come and deepen it when I actually measure the fret wire that I'm using. If you're going to put a radius on your fretboard, the overall depth of a fret slot that's cut straight on the bottom is a bit of a calculation. I never stress too much about that. Just get the slot first, you can always deepen it later. So that's that. It is so easy. This little gizmo has made my life a lot easier. The way I used to do it is I used to put my square on the fretboard against that reference edge and then I used to bring my saw up to the square and try and keep it. There's no surface on there. Occasionally it would skip out and I would chew up my square, and the best saw guide is so much better because you can see where the saw is going to be underneath the guide. The guide keeps it at 90 degrees, not just across the fretboard, but also up and down, so you know that the slot is going to be perfectly vertical in relation to the surface of the fretboard. So, as you can imagine, it's not just us guitar makers who could make use of this. Anybody who needs to cut regular, repeatable 90 degrees and also 45 degrees with the 45-degree fixture are going to love this tool. So it'll really increase your accuracy when you're working with hand tools on fine, sort of smaller projects. So for more information about this really cool little tool, click the links below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name's Geoff and I'll see you again next time.